Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel, and today we're going to check out the band Jinjer, or Jinjer, however you pronounce it. Jinjer.
Ginger. I've been chugging on a guitar.
Jinjer. And the song is Perennial, and it says live from their Wacken open air from 2019. So it's 4 years old, but I thought it would be a good example. Rather than doing a music video, let's check out a live performance by the band. Yeah, and let's see what it's all about.
Dankeschön, Germany. Well, with the next song, we must say goodbye to you. But rather not goodbye, but see you next time.
This autumn feels like funeral to me. The longest song of grief. And not for what has passed, but for what shall last.
Alright, Germany, put it!
Exhausted nature is so tragic and suicidal. Our spectacular sinners, ridiculous so slow. Death rolls us slowly, crawling to our toes. As the last lift is falling out the light.
I'm here with her. I'm just with a few candles on my breast. Wishing all the nights to make the landscape still the same. I love your warmth, but I prefer to sleep a cold alone. We fix our eyes up to the sky to see if I said us farewell.
I will see each other next time. So please come back to celebrate this festival of life.
Then it's now fly. Today I reached the point of no return. Now cry and then die. Tomorrow I will meet you with yourselves restored. Into the tradition of mass destruction, in the name of total reconstruction. My biggest source of confusion, the reason of decay and disillusion, under permanent ties, we found breathless paradise. No, we're not dead. No, you're not dead. Just enjoying coma.
From the ashes of my rights, the new man will rise to the sky. This is poetry of you. This is poetry of me and you. From the ashes of my rights, the new man will rise to the sky. is poetry of youth. This is poetry of me and you.
Thank you so much, fucking. Well, we've heard a lot of great things about you, but it's about our expectations, man. You're fucking amazing, and stay amazing. Thank you so much, and see you someday. Mwah.
Okay, there again, Jinjer and Perennial. We need to really throw it to Andy first, I guess, on this one, as you have not really covered them before. So over to you, first impressions.
We started tonight's session with a sort of little quiz and discussion about band names and can we sort of identify the genre they appear, they fall in. And this is a band obviously I've heard of, but never checked out. When the vocalist came on stage, I thought, well, I've never even seen an image of her. I surprised them because often female vocalists appear on your Facebook feed in various groups, displaying different female vocalists and whatever, but she never has. So I've never seen her. The name I'm not drawn to because I don't know if it's a play on words on Jinjer or whether it means something in their native tongue. I don't know. Perhaps one of you could explain in a bit. But first impressions, I thought her aggressive vocals were amazing. I was surprised how low they were on the register, and then shortly afterwards she breaks into a sort of clean delivery, which again was excellent. Really, she's a really good vocalist. I really enjoyed her performance. The sort of playback was suffering a little bit. My end, it kept, the image and the sound kept dropping out, so I had a few internet problems my end, which was a shame because I was enjoying it. What one instrument that stood out for me was the drums. I thought they came across really well in the sound, in the mix, and he's a really good drummer. I could hear the fills and everything, so he's a very competent musician. I think overall, that particular track wasn't heavy enough and aggressive enough throughout to sort of draw me in and want me to check out any further from this band. But if I come across any more, we do any more on the channel, I'll be interested to sort of make a comparison to this. But vocally, I thought excellent performance. She is great. Really enjoyed the performance. And one final point: do any women go to Wacken Festival? I didn't see any in the crowd shots.
Complete sausage fest, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of guys enjoying it. A few Jinjer t-shirts and everything, but didn't see any ladies in the crowd.
Fair enough. What about you, Kirk, then? Talk about the band and the song.
I love this band. I saw them twice in 2019. Once at the Brutal Assault Festival in the Czech Republic, and then I saw them in London when on the Macro tour before we went into lockdown. I actually got into them in 2019 from that EP Micro. It had the song 8 on it. I was listening to a lot of like gent progressive metal at the time. And when I heard this and her vocals, completely blew me away. To me, the best vocalist in metal, contemporary metal.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great vocalists. There's no one at this standard. She can do anything. And the harsh vocals are just so intense. And when I saw them at this festival in the Czech Republic in 2019, they were on during the day. And I remember just queuing up for a beer and hearing these come on stage. Like you, Andy, I just thought, what a stupid name for a band. And then, fucking hell, when I heard her take to the microphone and these really heavy down-tune riffs and then progressive rhythms, I remember thinking, Jesus Christ, how do I not know about this band? So that album, King of Everything, loved it, went out and bought that. Macro, I see them as like a double release. And then Wallflowers from 2021, where they've got even heavier. Andy, you like the last album, a lot more dissonant, basically just extreme metal, but with a lot of riffs, a lot of hooks, and her wonderful vocal talents. I've met Eugene, the bass player. He's almost like the spokesman for the band. Really interesting guy as well. I just love that this band had to, at one point in their career, do you know when you say you got to sing for your supper? These literally had to do it. They were refugees from their part of Ukraine. They actually are from the Russian-speaking part of Ukraine. And when that kicked off in 2013, they moved closer to the Polish border. They were basically homeless, and they had to go and tour around Europe to make any money. And I think Romania was the first place that accepted them. So it's an incredible story how they've now become one of the most important bands in contemporary metal. And Napalm Records, my God, they live off this band, don't they? Where would that record label be without Jinjer? One last thing, Andy, I'm surprised you've said you've never even know what she looked like. Tatiana Shmelyuk, to me, she is the superstar of the last 10 years in metal. And obviously it helps when you're a stunning female, but it's on talent alone. And my man, there are so many people that have got like tattoos of her face on their arms, all men, obviously. And there is that drooling element, no doubt, in the fan base. But to me, musically, whether they had a female or a male vocalist, I would be all over this band. I love this type of extreme progressive metal. It's got a lot of like offbeats and polyrhythms. Amazing.
Okay. So just from my point of view, so I only came across this band a few years back when I first started doing the YouTube channel. I think Dave does one. I did this whole thing with where I used to search YouTube, and my search was metal band starting with A, metal band starting with B. And I had to react to the first actual metal band that came up with the starting letter. Didn't get to choose. It had to be a metal. And when I did the metal band starting with J, Jinjer and the song Pisces was the video that was recommended. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll react to it. And I was like really surprised by that particular video. But I got a lot of criticism because I didn't kind of go, oh my God, she's gone from clean to aggressively heavy like all the other reactors. Mainly because I'd obviously knew that women could do that. It's not a surprise. So I never reacted the way they expected reactors to react. So I picked this particular song for a first time because I thought Pisces is not the right one for Andy to see. There were a lot of the real heavy ones where she was just pure aggressive. But I was like, but you need to hear her clean as well to know the variants of vocal styles.
That's a prog metal song, that, isn't it?
That one's very prog. Yeah. But I mean, I really like them. It's a weird thing, though. The band name thing is something we talk about so often, but I would never have approached Jinjer as a band that I would have ever looked at, ever. If I hadn't checked it on that video. If it hadn't been a video request, that's the only reason I would have checked this band out. Now that I've checked them out, I don't think about the band name in the slightest. I just use it as a reference point. But at the time, I was like, Jinjer, it doesn't mean anything. I don't know what it's about. I'll skip it. And so I'd never once, because it's a word without a meaning to me.
And
like, when you say testament,
an interview, they've said it means nothing. They've just made it up.
But when you say the word slayer, you're like, you know what that word means. When you say testament, you know what that word means. When you say Jinjer, you're like, I don't know what it means. It could be a pop band. I have no idea what I'm. So you don't bother spending the time doing it. Now I'm in it, mate. The word the band title means nothing. But I completely agree. It's the fact that she can go from that level of aggression and instantly into a beautiful, clean vocal with no hesitation. You get vocalists out there that have amazingly heavy vocals, and then they can do some clean, but their clean isn't as strong. Or they're great clean vocalists, and they have an aggressive tone, but the aggression isn't as strong. They can do one or the other really well. She can do both really well. And the rest of the band are fantastic musicians. There's a lot of prog metal in their style. Like they're almost like progressive death metal.
Yeah, a lot of like Meshuggah and Periphery. And the bands like that they're influenced by.
But thoroughly enjoyable. But weirdly, I always say I enjoy them, but I haven't got a single album of theirs because it's something I enjoy going to watch, like their performances or their music videos, but I'm not really something I will go and listen to on its own. I think there's almost just, you want to watch them perform in it and just because it's a spectacle about how well they do it. Rather, their music videos are great as well. They're really interesting to check out. So we'll have to do a couple of music videos or something. But yeah, Jinjer and Perennial. There we go. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.